Hey everyone, it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I am back for day 3 of my Off the Board series. And this layout is going to be for Spiegelmom scraps as well. So I am starting with this amazing layout from Steffi Reed, and I am going to back my paper, my white piece of cardstock, with this. It's an old Quick Quotes paper, and it's black and white. And then I went through all of my photos, and I thought for sure I would have a photo that I could cut completely in half. Now, mind you, she probably took her photo that way, and I was just trying to find one. So I did settle on this one of my kids at the Kennedy Space Center, and they are mostly to one side. So I trimmed it down at an angle, but you can see it's not completely cut in half. And so I will end up covering the top and bottom that aren't corners, because I felt like if I cover it up, you can't tell that it wasn't truly a triangle like it was supposed to be. So the two small triangles up top, originally I was thinking maybe lots of color, but I end up basically doing the opposite of what she did. So she did the big one in black and white and the small one in color, and I did them opposite. Now, the pink and purple triangle, you're not really going to see much of. It's basically just kind of a guide for me for all of these embellishments. And the embellishments that I am using are from Good Vibes along with the paper. And I am not exactly sure where I went off to, but that's okay. So I did have this piece of ephemera, and I put the little, whatchamacallit, like a border around my picture. So I kind of find all these things that are going to go in this spot, and then I take it all off so I can take it to my sewing machine, which is kind of crazy. Like, I really should have just stuck it all down and sewed on it the way it was, but I didn't. I will take it all off. So now I am going to make a shaker element with this smaller triangle. So I'm just cutting a piece of acetate about the size of that triangle. And now I'm going to take both of them over to my sewing machine, and I am going to sew around the background as well as two sides of this triangle. And then I am going to put the spring break sequins from Spiegelmom scraps in there and just finish sewing it and adhere it down. So I did kind of think maybe I wanted to sew all of the triangles, but I'm glad that I didn't, because I feel like that just helps this shaker element totally stand out. So I am going to commit to the placement of my photo and of, see, there's my craziness. You saw that I put it all together, and now I gotta take it all apart. I'm gonna commit to the triangles, so then I can start working on the embellishing with this layout. So it is a little bit different because hers is probably 9 by 12 and mine is 12 by 12, but I love how it turns out. It was bothering me a little bit that things weren't very even, but once all of the ephemera gets on and the embellishing is done, totally makes up for that. So now that I had all of this in place, and I don't really remember where it went, I'm just going to kind of re-put it all in place, and I'm going to stick and plunk this time. I'm not going to really think too much about it. I'm just going to grab a piece, stick it down, call it good. And so I even though you had to watch me do it once, I thought it would be nice for you to see that, okay, it didn't just all come together magically. It did take a little bit, and there's really no rhyme or reason as to where things are. And sorry about bumping the camera. I keep bumping it with my elbow. So I'm just going to apply all of these fun little embellishments. Now I ended up with like 3 embellishment packs for Good Vibes. It really was one of my favorite, which is totally amazing because it is not a Maggie Holmes collection. It is a crepe paper collection, but it's not a Maggie Holmes collection. So for it to be one of my favorites, I don't know, it's just the colors, it's fun. I'm not exactly sure, but I love it. So I have used a lot of it. So I also have the chipboard, and I am going to use that chill. And then I had that little piece of that die cut that I used to back my photo, and I just put it under the Weekend Vibes. And here I am trying to deal with the fact that truly the bottom picture is not a triangle. And I love this ephemera pack that says, or this die cut piece that says love you lots, but the way that it is now, I can't really put it anywhere. So I just went ahead and cut it apart, which you should definitely do anytime you like a piece but it's not really working for you, is to cut it apart. So go ahead and cut it apart, and now I am going to add a few different pieces. I'm going to add that piece at the bottom, and then I am going to grab my sequin mix, and I am going to scatter them everywhere. And I love that it comes with these big ones because these are so cool. I didn't actually want it in the shaker pocket. I wanted to be able to use them around the layout, and I love the idea of sticking them in that whole big embellishment cluster, and just kind of hiding them. So you'll get my typical scattering. Now, the funny thing about my scattering today is this collection comes with these cute little stars, and they had fallen out. Sorry about that. I think my son broke his clavicle today, so he just got home, so I had to take care of that. So we will see the doctor tomorrow. Anyway, so the little stars had fallen out on the paper, and I love where they landed, so I just went ahead and added some glue and put them back where they were. And then I am just going to sprinkle the rest of the other sequins around, and I am in love with how this turned out. So I know for sure that Kelsey is playing along today. So head on over to her channel. I will have it linked below, and see which pin she pulled off from her board today. I can't wait to see. The fun thing about this series is so many of my awesome friends are joining me, and we are all just using pins from our own board. So it's whatever we had liked before and whatever we want to use. So it is something new. I have no idea what anybody's doing. There is a good chance that what they have on their board, I also have on my board. So that being said, there is always a possibility that we could possibly be doing the same pin, even though I think that is highly doubtful. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I do try to get to them as soon as I can. I love to see all your comments. And if you have any questions, let me know about anything that I have done. I do have a hashtag if you are going to play along, and it is OTB WPP, which stands for Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. So I got a couple close-ups for you, as well as my coupon code if you'd like to get your hands on these sequins or any of the other sequins. It'll give you a 15% off. There it is, Crystal 15. So remember to wear your crown, and I will see you tomorrow in the next video. Bye!